You'll keep on talking to us about item on Mrs. Aspelin.
Yes, we have Marie-Kathleen Aspelin. She is from the Philippines, and she has asked me to read her statement out to you. To the committee. With hope and perseverance, my son and I finally won our High Court case in Copenhagen in January 2013. I was granted residence of my son wherever I choose to live. Of course, I chose to go back to the Philippines where I felt loved and safe. So I'm now back home with my son with a secure job, a stable home and family and friends for support. The almost 2 years that I spent in Denmark deprived of my son, with no stable home, no permission to work for most part, and fighting a system that was not thinking of my son's well-being, has paid its toll on me and on my son. Perhaps the effects of which will not even show until later in our life. When I found out by finding a piece of document laying around my ex-mother's in-law's home, saying that my son is now enrolled in a kindergarten, I went to Næstved Kommune to tell them our situation. The Kommune told me that any parent can enroll his or her child in kindergarten without both parents having to agree on it. The Kommune also told the kindergarten, without even informing me, that I was not allowed to pick my son up nor to visit him there. It is the same Kommune that told me that I had to cooperate with my ex-husband's demand that I can only see my son twice a week for 4 hours, or else they will put my son in a foster home. All that decisions made by people trying to protect my Danish ex-husband and not my son. The Statsforvaltningen also did not help when I asked that my son have equal access to his parents, to both his parents. They did acknowledge so that my son and I are not residents of Denmark. I was very lucky to find a lawyer who found for me, who normally did not accept free process cases. I had to do a number of court trials. I was thankful there that in Denmark we can go under free process, but this really did not mean it was all free. My family and I still had to pay a lot of money to my lawyers in Denmark and in the Philippines. In October 2012, only 4 months before I was allowed to go home, the court finally ordered my ex-husband that my son spent alternate weeks with both of us, with the condition that I surrender my passport to the police every time I pick my child up. The situation also led me to stop working every time my son was with me for a week. It was difficult, but we got through it. My ex-husband has even, after being proven that he has taken my son illegally, had no consequences from all of this. Except now that he has lost his son. But I lost my career, my home, everything I had when he took my son away from me. I offered so many times to talk about it, to settle nicely on how we can work things out, but he was never willing to talk. I do not understand it until now. Maybe I was lucky because my ex-husband was not smart enough to go to the Danish media and make another false campaign against a foreigner, and perhaps if he did, then it would be a complete different story. Now that I'm back home, I have begun to rebuild a life for us. I can't complain. I have all the support I need now, but I should not have gone through what I went through in Denmark. As the committee mentioned as part of their conclusion to my case, the Commission notes, however, that Denmark is party to the European Convention of Human Rights and has therefore to respect all fundamental rights enshrined therein, notably the right to family life. And while I was fighting for my son in Denmark, Denmark did not respect my rights nor my child's rights. Yours truly, Marie-Kathleen Denise Arke Aspelin.
Thank you.
Thank you.